Greetings, mortals, and welcome to apparently horseshoes already.
Hey, how's it going, folks? Hey, Malekith. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so argumentative. I didn't mean to summon you from your vacation. How's it going? Well, there's nothing to see right now. Nothing to see here. Oh, fun and exciting stuff. Let's see here. What am I doing? Oh, right, I didn't actually. Oh, yeah, the light. I should turn that on, huh? Oh, that's no fun. Okay. Alright, so. Yeah, it's the the vacation ends and then it takes 15 to 30 hours for the travel part to end, right? Uh, rough stuff. Alright, when last we left off, we were struggling, and we're going to continue struggling. Life is pain. So, when last we left off, we had just finished up the Temple of Ba around here, and we got obliterated by the whatchamacallits, the Thingers. We're going to need to swap this over to Of Darkness because it's the only healing throughput that we're going to get. The only healing we're going to get is Of Darkness. So that's my expectation, is that we just need to get Of Darkness on every weapon. I might need to swap this over as well, but I probably don't need to. That's probably overkill because it's not a permanent weapon. So, oh man. So at the moment, we need... Doesn't make that big of a difference, though, honestly. This is the lowest DPS party member. So getting a second lifesteal weapon is... Honestly, it probably is required. Do I want to clear the... No, let's clear the interior first. Let's clear the interior. We'll see what happens. And... Yeah. We're gonna see. Okay. So where do I need to go to clear thing here? Oh, we have already aggroed somebody. Hello, buddy. Is this a... Oh, that's weird. Okay. So this is probably fine. You press U twice. I know the answer to this. Somebody told me like a day ago. Alright. Doom Knights are probably fine. Oh yeah. Great. It only hit me for 6,000 damage. That's fine. Let's see. Fuck. I can't fight that right now, I don't think. Actually, this is interesting. This Cuisinart is lower level than the... Let's see. No, it's not lower. It's lower level than the boss was. Yeah. So it's this is currently hitting for about 3.25 times my max HP. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go fight a different one first. I don't. The issue is that I don't know if I can. I don't know that I can take a single boss Cuisinart. because I don't know if there's any corners that I can exploit. Like, without a corner to exploit, I don't think I can fight Cuisinarts. My throughput's too low now. Well, I mean, it was too low to fight a Cuisinart boss before as well, but I'm also, in theory, stronger than I was the last time that I was fighting Cuisinarts. But with enemies like Cuisinarts, I need to be able to disengage and re-engage, and I just can't do that. Luckily, these are probably fairly weak, considering that they don't do physical damage. The things that do physical damage are the biggest problem, because there's only one mechanism that reduces their damage. I'm not able to, like, stack different effects. So these are probably going to be fine. They're not doing that much damage. Let's see here. But yeah, even Korvik's damage or Korvik's healing is the bulk of it's just coming from lifesteal at this point. We hit the weakness point already? Wow. Alright.
That's no good.
Okay.
Useless.
On the plus side, we have proof of concept for doing these things. Oh, and we were just in the green. Let's go. Oh man, the thing that I'm really the most worried about is that I know that every enemy is going to be 100 levels higher. I'm at the apex of my power relative to enemies right now. I've cleared almost the entire expansion. I just saved over test. So the fact that
this is nice.
I simply can't interact with certain enemy types is a problem. We have Hermit's Isle, plus 23 disarm trap bow and arms master, huh?
No room.
Okay, well that's probably just best in slot for you.
My pack's full.
23 arms master.
We don't
Okay. That is that's going to be critical. Okay, let's see. So we've got Hermit's Isle, and I'm saving over test still. I'm going to save in dungeon. So Hermit's Isle and Sweetwater, actually, are the only areas left, I think. So the Devil's Stronghold was absolutely tearing me to shreds, and I'm hopeful that I'll be able to get powerful enough from whatever effects I get in here to make things work. I'm also hoping that I can clear this before I need to train. That was what I forgot I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be training. Let's see. I can get a few, not that many. Oh, shit. We're probably fine, actually. I have so much lifesteal now. Oh, this is gonna be a bad start. Right. Oh man, I'm so happy that I have lifesteal weapons on everybody. The primary issue that I have right now is that if I ever need to manually heal, everything goes to shit instantaneously because there's no manual healing left in the game. There's no manual healing left in the game. So, if I need to heal manually, I'm losing the lifesteal from the person who's healing, which is a big deal. And, I'm also slowing down the thinger. Okay, so I can handle a single Cuisinart if it doesn't kill the wrong person. If it doesn't hit the wrong person. I think if enemies are hitting Korgrick, we're in deep shit because they hit so much harder. So I need so much more healing throughput to keep up with the damage. I think that's part of what was causing the extreme problems I was having with like a single Minotaur King, like just fully
This is nice.
out DPSing my party's ability to survive. Was just they were hitting Korgrick, and Korgrick has no defense against physical. So Korgrick's just melting in those circumstances. On the plus side, the Wyrms are very weak, and I have a lot of lifesteal. So as long as I think the key strategically actually might end up needing to just be that I just need to stack enough durability and damage to completely overpower things. I'm not sure why the Medusas do physical damage too. Probably that's probably what it is. Okay, so as long as I'm not dealing with too many physical damage dealers, I should be fine. After dealing with those two dungeons, one right after another, I was really concerned. But on the plus side, mathematically, Vampiric Regen is the only thing that matters outside of keeping people to at a point where they can, if they're above 0, they're fine. Let's see here. Let's see if I can. There's no shot that I'm going to be able to fight this. Right. Oh, nope, I thought we got the pair out, but we're dead.
I'll save us.
Let's see. Okay, how are we going to deal with you? Let's see. Disengaging just puts me further behind because the ranged attack is going to do way more damage than I can heal for. So, what can I do? I don't know. I'm ignoring I'm ignoring the adamantite completely for now because I don't have an answer. This is not a dungeon with a convenient means of fighting these things. Maybe I can get one stuck in a barrel. We haven't had to fight too many actual Cuisinarts yet. So hopefully we find something big here. We're going to need something big to be able to deal with the Cuisinart boss. Alright. Yeah, like a patch. I don't think that a patch would this particular circumstance, I actually don't know that there's much that can be done outside of making healing like very strong, because a Cuisinart is sort of like the weakest thing for me. My party before would not have had the healing throughput to handle a Cuisinart boss like this, because the fact of the matter is that the regeneration isn't that big a component of the actual healing throughput. All of my healing comes from lifesteal, right? So the thing that the regeneration allowed is for me to disengage without losing ground, right? So I could disengage from a fight and then wait for 15 seconds and then be able to re-engage from there. With the really massive swing where I'm going from 600 regen to 200, the the issue now is that incidental damage can't be healed by any means other than lifesteal, but lifesteal requires putting yourself at risk of the enemies. So it's like my combat healing is about the same as it was before, with a little bit of a smoothing problem where the damage isn't being smoothed out as nicely as it was before. But my party is fairly durable. Like, every character in the party is fairly durable. So the smoothing only becomes a major issue when, like, it's basically at certain, like, thresholds. There's certain thresholds where it becomes relevant, where, like, the specific damage is such that, like, the smoothing is giving me an extra hit or two. But that damage smoothing is fundamentally mostly a thing that that I need to basically allow myself to take on periods of high damage and intersperse them with periods of low damage, and be able to, make progress with my HP bar. The issue right now is that the healing, because it turns out that I think the shared life healing was also halved. So both my active and passive healing were massively reduced, which means that I'm basically, the proportion of healing went from, like, I would guess maybe like 80% lifesteal to like over 90% lifesteal. And as the values change to be that extreme, the holes that lifesteal has and its ability to handle damage output become more and more relevant, right? So instead of, like, oh, a character was knocked out who I need to be lifestealing, I'll just pick them back up. It becomes, oh, well, you can't pick them back up because you don't have quite enough health to pick them up with shared life. So now that character isn't hitting targets, which means that you've lost their lifesteal. And since you've lost their lifesteal, you're now in a deficit of actual healing throughput instead of just dealing with a damage spike, right? The damage spikes turn into prolonged deficits if you're reliant on lifesteal. Now, if you're reliant on, like, healing throughput, like active healing throughput from a healer, you have the other weakness that is, oh, you're vulnerable to the healer going down and then your healing throughput is reduced, right? You're vulnerable to that kind of disruption as well, just when you're dealing with, like, normal healing types. But, which is a thing that I'm also susceptible to, because in addition, I need to have the shared life. I can't not have the shared life, but I have two people who can cast shared life. It was very close. If we'd gotten that Cuisinart down, we probably would have been fine. There aren't enough enemies here for them to overwhelm us. It's just a matter of dealing with the Cuisinarts. The difference between the physical damage dealers and the magic damage dealers is so huge at this point. I need you to die, friend. Okay, we got that one down. With that one down, I think we're fine. Okay. There are actually fewer Cuisinarts in here than I remember. I know that we haven't cleared all the... Like, some of these rooms are going to have more Cuisinarts than others. And I was actually expecting that these Great Worms would be doing way more... These do physical damage? Aren't they supposed to do poison damage?
He's toast.
Huh. I'm gonna have to take a look at the top tier of these. Because if these are doing physical damage and they're doing this little damage, like, that doesn't feel right. These are way weaker than I would expect. Though I am also, like... I am also
Ooh.
needing to be dramatically more... because I have like a full set of darkness weapons. The only thing that I'm missing is a second of darkness weapon on the troll, and a second of darkness weapon on Kortal. And both of those I think are going to be critical. To my long-term sustainability. I don't know where I'm going to get another thinger though, because I'm not going to want to copy a second copy of the thing that gives me immunity to all status effects to put in my other hand. That seems kind of silly. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. But hey, you know what? It's going fine. I was really worried that we were going to run in here and just get utterly obliterated like we were getting in the Devil Stronghold. So we are in a better position than I was expecting. Do we have protection from magic? We don't. So, everything's chill. If we can get through the Devil Stronghold, I think we'll be fine. I mean, I keep saying I had to abandon that Cuisinart boss entirely. I don't know whether I'll be able to clear that boss. Like, a lone Cuisinart I can deal with now. I don't think it... Whoops, I wasn't paying enough attention. Well, I'm dead. Yeah, I don't have any regen, so... I'm pretty sure all these people are going to be too low for me to, yeah. Oh, nice. Finishing up them barrows. Yeah, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was distracting myself. Just zoning out. How are the barrows going? I guess you're busy. What am I doing? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh god! Oh, well. You know, just
I'm not dead yet.
might Magic 6 doing my Magic 6 things. I need to fix this now, because if anybody has... yeah, I have to reload, unfortunately. I'm stuck. Whew. And I just realized that, like, if anyone has epilepsy or something, that's a huge issue. So I should have thought about that and addressed that immediately. Sorry about that. Let's see here. So don't stand on any of this. Oh shit! The surfaces, because you might fall into them and get stuck. You'd think I would have learned that by now. How many times do I have to get stuck in that exact spot before I remember that it's going to kill me? Rough. Okay. pretty rough. Yeah, I think we can make this work. I say that. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about when we get to the next area. I'm basically just going to have to rely on the lifesteal to carry me through. We're just, I might respec out of regen, but I probably won't, just because I haven't had to respec this whole time. And to be honest, Korbrick isn't useful enough to justify bothering, because what else am I going to put points into, right? There's no... I really hate to say it, but like... Korbrick's entire kit has been continuously weakened the entire time that we've been playing. And some of those changes I thoroughly agree with, like changing the way that let's see. Changing the way that that mace works, the mace stun and stuff like that, like making that weaker, and specifically making it scale negatively with enemy levels so that you have to keep investing to keep in a similar position. That's good, but now we're in a position where we have a character with like half as much physical resistance as the other tank adjacent characters that doesn't get anything in return, right? Like there's no real benefit to having 300 HP regen per second when enemies are hitting this hard. All my healing is coming out of lifesteal, so like having the GM Arms Master is more healing. GM Arms Master heals more than regen does.
I don't know.
Let's see here. But anyway, so the issue with respecking is just the fact that I don't have anything to put the points into. Like I could spread those points into like increasingly marginal returns on like Arms Master and my weapon skills and my armor skill, which is not very useful because leather just isn't very good. We have two Cuisinarts to bed. So bodybuilding falls off really hard as well. So yeah. So I don't really have anything that I would swap the points over to. So we will just not worry about it. The skill was going to fall off anyway, just by virtue of the fact that as the further I get into the game, the more lifesteal has been the dominant form of healing, because everybody can do it. Oh shit! Thanks for the raid. Oh Jesus! I can't swap to cover, because if I swap to cover, then I'm going to die instantly. You want all of my damage to go to the least durable character? Korgrick has the least damage mitigation of any character in the party. You fucking kidding me? No! I can't put any points in cover on Korgrick. Hey, Dwarf Mountain. You know what? You're right. It's the best strategy I've got. Put all my points in cover on the character who takes twice as much damage per hit. Really make the healers struggle. Oh wait, there is no healer. Look, we're not struggling over here. Everything's going fine. Everything's going fine over here. It actually is. It actually is going fine. This area is not going to be as huge an issue as I thought because my durability and my lifesteal is sufficient to deal with this. But there's going to be a bunch of reloading, just because of the completely random nature of it. Because I don't have any healing other than lifesteal. So if they hit the wrong target a couple times, it's just like, okay, well, goodbye. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna back up a bit. Oh god, we got more than one. Oh, I'm fully boned. Fully boned. There's, like, this disengage, I'm not going to regen any during the disengage, so I'm basically just wasting my time, but that's fine. It's not like I'm wasting anybody else's time or anything. Oof. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're doing great. Easy game, easy life. I guess I should mention we're doing a difficulty mod right now. We're doing I don't know if Dwarf Mountain mentioned this during the raid. We're doing like we're doing Doom mode in the the merge mod. Maw merge. Okay. All right. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. We got this. We got this. The dragon meme. Well, so what's going on with the dragon meme? Oh, I should also mention that we do have the best in slot hat, so we have a huge advantage over everyone else because we do have the best in slot hat. We have plus 42 learning skill, which is definitely a skill that exists. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, that's interesting. That sounds rough. Alright. Oh boy. Yeah, that tends to happen. I'm curious how it goes, because dragons have pretty high scaling, I think. The big concern is, like, no lifesteal, right? So that's an interesting. I don't even know how that would go. I haven't really done a lot of solo runs, just because I really like the interplay of different characters. So since I like the interplay of like the way that a party assembles together, so for me, like, solo runs are less appealing just because I have less to do with the build. Because I'm only building the one thing. Let's see. But it's a very interesting, like, playstyle. Oh no. Oh, that's rough. Oh, well, you know, this Cuisinart killed us 15 times in a row. And is it going to do it again, even though we just paralyzed it for 50 seconds? Is that what's going to happen? No, we're fine. We're dead. We're going to get killed by the fucking Doom Knights. This is embarrassing. I don't get killed by the Doom Knights. Oh, it's so rough. It's so rough. Oof. I aggroed more than I wanted there. I can't believe we killed the Cuisinart, and then they all just killed us. Let's see. Yeah, I'll bet. It's definitely a huge learning experience, like doing your first run, because everything's just so different when like every attack from every enemy hits for twice your max HP for most of the game. Right? Like, but I am curious how, like, yeah. Okay, we only got 2 this time. That's what we want. I keep, like, going way too far forward and aggroing a billion enemies. Yeah, one of the things that I think is interesting about the merge mod, because I don't really do merge mod very much. And one of the things that's kind of interesting about doing merge mod is that, like, when you go to a world and everything has an extra 100 levels to it, the actual, like, balance of everything in terms of, like, which areas are going to be the most dangerous gets fundamentally shifted, right? Because there's such a huge difference between something being 6 and 106. So, like, for the lower levels in particular, it's like something can be an outlier in difficulty that you just don't really expect, because it's like, well, sure, it's still 30 levels lower than this other thing, but it's like the baseline is high enough that you're like, oh god. Yeah, the horizontal scaling I haven't tried, but yeah, it definitely makes things interesting. I like the bolster element in part just because it's like I am greedy. I am greedy and I want more experience, and so I want every enemy to be as high level as humanly possible. And if I die a little along the way, this is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I'm gonna die. Wow, I'm really struggling now. I was so cleanly dealing with the first half of this dungeon, and now I'm getting into this room. As I was saying, I haven't fought that many Cuisinarts. I was thinking about this room. This room immediately was just like, ah, yes, this is going to be a problem. Yeah, I like bolster mechanics. I played Final Fantasy VIII and I enjoyed it. Okay, I'm that kind of person. I'm that kind of monster. What I want. This is the bolster mode that I want. I want a bolster mode where it happens within continent. Every level you gain increases the level of every enemy by 1 level. That's the bolster mode that I want. blow through my entire mana bar. Ooh! Wait! Can we cheese you? Probably not. We're moving around way too much for us to cheese them like this. Oh! Oh!
Got him.
Nice!
Useless.
Well, the thing is that I think that changing bolster mode to just work for everything instead of only cross-continent, like, that's actually fairly easy, right? If you just want to add levels to everything, that's easy because you just have to change the thing to include the third, like, bolster level instead of only including 2 of the 3. That part is actually fairly easy to change. I might end up doing, at some point, a run where I do that to myself. Because I don't feel like that should be that... Oh, shit! There's a boss here. Alright. On the plus side, though, we've established the power of this corner. Oh, hello, Worm. Yeah, the major issue that you run into with that kind of scaling is just the fact that everything continues to be 100 levels higher than you throughout the entire game, and there's no way to stop them from being 100 levels higher than you. Right? Like the, yeah, you know, I didn't realize that this dungeon had this thing that I could exploit, but that's an adamantite. We have another Cuisinart here. Oh yeah, there we go. Never mind. Alright, this is in a position where I can just do the standard tactics. Oh, can I do standard tactics for you? I could for a second. I don't like the fact that you wandered to that side, friend. Let's see. Oh shit! I'm probably boned. Okay, we're not boned. Oh, hey, Skylar. That's it. Well, you have a good time, Dwarf Mountain. I think that you have a slightly harder setup than I do in terms of in terms of the build that you're working with. It's like I have a party custom built for what I'm doing, and I'm still going to die to this Cuisinart. I think I'm probably boned, but it might not be. Ooh, are you stuck? Ooh! Let's go! Okay, we got it. Alright, this is low enough now that I should be able to kill it. Large shield. It's got fire and might. Sorry, it's got fire and phoenix. Okay. Let's see. Well, Oh my god, I let my preservation wear off. I let my preservation wear off. Oh my god, I have to reload. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save that I killed the adamantite. Oh, but, hey, we just killed an adamantite. That's proof of concept. We're not going over there. We're going to go clear this adamantite over here instead. All right, we know how to approach this now. We just got to activate the elite corner strats. And hello. I would like for you to approach me. Thank you. I'd like for you to not shoot me, though. Rude. Wow. Is that a para? Nope. What on earth are you doing? Okay. This corner might work great. From this side, we might have a wider angle of attack. So okay, that is a crafting diamond. This is the first crafting diamond that we've seen. And honestly, that wasn't that bad. That was fine. That was fine. Easy. Easy. Okay. If we clear this section out, we'll be able to actually have a much easier time. Unfortunately, I don't think we're finishing this. I don't think we're finishing this by 5 o'clock. Actually. So I don't think we're training. Though we could potentially clear enough to be able to leave and then go train. I think that might be the way that I want to handle this. If I... Ooh, Jesus Christ, that's a big pack, actually. And I didn't save. So this is a large group of the weakest ones, so we should be... Oh shit, that is a bigger pack than I thought it was. So shared life killed me there. Huh, that's the first time shared life has killed me in quite a while. Did it? Did it? No, it didn't. What did kill me there? Oh no, I think the terrain killed me. I think I took falling damage. I think that's what happened there. But even if I took falling damage, how would I die? Oh, I didn't recast preservation when I realized that it had worn off the previous time. I'm very smart. Yeah, this is a losing proposition. I can't. Actually, I might not have taken any damage there. What might have happened is I might have literally just... That was probably not any of the things that I think. That was probably just preservation wearing off, and they were already negative. Alright, that explains. That explains that. I sleep well. Okay, we cleared that. And when we get the ability to leave, do we want to just go to... Oh, fuck me. There's so many in this room. Okay. So my hope is dashed. Immediately dashed. Alright, we need to get out of here. Try this corner. It's gonna fail. We got too far away from the wall as well. Okay. Rough times. I thought that I had gotten far enough to disengage some of them, and I don't think I'd gotten rid of any of them. Okay, this time I think I'm only aggroing one side of the room. Maybe not. I didn't see any Cuisinarts, so... The fact that I can't focus fire on paralyzed targets really making my life a bit more rough than it needs to be, but that's okay. Okay. We have another one coming in. We have another several coming in. Luckily, these are all weak. We're in the green again. Perfect. Now, that's done. Clear the next set. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, how many we pull? Oh, is it just these 4? Alright, that's probably fine. Alright. Thank you. So, now we just need to clear the rest of this pack. There's only 4 or 5 more Cuisinarts to deal with, probably. There might not be any more Cuisinarts. We might have gotten them all. I don't think there's 4 or 5 in here, but there could be. There could be. We're not in the green. Oh my god, are there going to be actually 4 or 5 more Cuisinarts in here? Because I think I just saw 3. I think I saw the 2 that are in front here that actually aggroed, and then I think I saw another one in the back. So I think there's at least 3 Cuisinarts in this pack still. Okay, you know, the wall's doing its job. Oh shit. The this Cuisinart's probably just gonna kill me. I can't move right now. I have to just make this work. It's not gonna work. I don't have... Oh! We got everybody back up again. Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. The single Cuisinart was not able to simply kill us. Oh boy. Well, this one might. Oh, this one really might. Oh, we got the para! Is it a stun or a para? I think this is para. It's long enough! Okay. So, luckily... Whew. Getting that healer back up. Okay.
Someone heal me.
Help!
Hey, monsters are weakened and can no longer resurrect. That's interesting. Was that 4? That was the 4th one, right? I can't believe there were actually that many in there. Oh god, I was wrong. There's at least 6. I was being hyperbolic. It's not supposed to end this way. Not like this. Got the stun. Okay, got that one down. There's a Cuisinart on our right, which means that it's not gonna just wander in at us. And the more damage that we do to it here, the more effectively we can fight it later on.
Got him.
Oh god, there's another. Okay.
Worthy. That's no good. I don't know.
Alright. So, any more Cuisinarts in this pack? Yes! Is that number 7? Is that the 7th one since I said that there were 4 to 5 left? I think it is. Because I think I just killed 2 Cuisinarts, right? Or did I just kill 1? I might have just killed 1, so this might be only number 6. We're getting very lucky with these stun procs. We're getting very lucky with them. Okay. We went for a long period getting obliterated by these Cuisinarts. Alright, and there's just a bunch of... You know what? Let's just dive them. I think it'll be fun. Nope. You know what? Actually... Nope. I feel like maybe the Great Worms are a little harder than the other worm types. Just a thought. New stats, buddy. You do seem to be doing physical, which is surprising. They used to do poison damage, right? They definitely used to do poison damage. I wonder why they were changed. Was this is this a merge mod thing? I guess I can loot the chests and stuff.
Worthy.
Ancient Vanquisher Sword of the Dragon is not worthy. It's a lie.
That's no good. That's no good. That's no good.
True. Okay.
Useless.
Accurate. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, I fell asleep late last night, so I am yawning up a storm today. Today is a yawny day. Alright, we've got this. We are going north. We cleared this section. We cleared this section. Do we just have the last part of the dungeon now? I think we do. So who dis? Is that the boss? This is the boss. Alright, my hope is that I can just clear it out here and not need to do anything, but probably not. It's probably going to get moved somewhere. But we should be able to make this work. There aren't that many enemies in this pack, so it should be fairly feasible. We can clear this one out, and then we can clear out the other enemies in the pack. From there, we can start clearing out whatever's next. Okay, Adamantite's dead. There is another Cuisinart in this pack. And we have access to it from here. So we're going to clear this out. We're not, actually, because we no longer have access to it. Okay, Cuisinart's toast. I just have Wyrms. Take those out. That is a boss, question
No
mark?
problem.
Yep, that's a puller. Okay, so we're not going to dive the puller. That's a good way to die. Alright, well, I think we are probably safe here. I imagine that even if it pulls us, it'll pull us into the wall. Easy peasy. Okay, puller's down. There's more. These aren't bosses, though. One of them was a great worm, so need to be a little careful. Hey, Asher Kitty. Have to be a little careful, but I don't have to be that careful, right? Just want to clear this out so that I can save. There we go. So large shield, small shield, chain. So many shields, oh my goodness. So that is a crafting sapphire. There's another thing that I don't think I've seen before. We have an ascension emerald.
Ooh,
Alright.
we don't need this.
Definitely don't need that.
Ooh,
Don't need that. And don't need that. Okay. Moving right along. We need to find some more legendaries if we're going to be able to handle this, you know? Okay. Got something aggroed. Cuisinart? You sure are. You sure are. That was really dumb of me. This is a bad idea.
Got him.
Okay. Okay.
That's no good. I can't identify it.
Let's see.
Now this will do.
Let's see. Okay. We cleared that. We have probably a ton left. If I had to guess. Got at least 2 worms. On the plus side, it shouldn't be too difficult to pull them now. Since they'll just walk to me. That I think is a Cuisinart.
Got it.
I think that corner is like the Cuisinart type enemies. Okay, we have another one there. I should probably say it. Yeah, I should definitely start running. Rather than pause, I should start running and moving while I have my eyes closed. Because I'm sneezing. That's what I should do. That's the way to handle it. If you're trying to get to a place, make sure you start walking while your eyes are closed. It's a good strategy. It'll get you where you're going. Now, is where you're going related in any way to where you are intending to go? Well, that's a different question entirely. I'm not sure how it's relevant. Okay. So we're going to clear through as many of these as we can before we have to leave to deal with the Cuisinart. Or we might need to leave because these are actually dangerous enough to require... I just killed myself. Okay, well, that was very silly of me. Waited way too long to disengage there. Thinking that I could handle any number of Doom Knights. Which was not true, it turned out. Turned out to be inaccurate. Nope, that's not a noise I like to hear. That's a Cuisinart. I heard the noise that it was making, but I couldn't actually see it, so I was like, okay, well, we have one of the night types on us. these right now. I can probably die. Nope. Nope, that's Cuisinart. There it is. Found it. I'm in potentially deep shit here, but we're fine. If it just keeps missing, we're fine. We have multiple plate users, so decent shot that it misses a given attack. Got a ring.
Oh.
Ancient royal leathers of the gods. We're all set. Still no legendaries, unfortunately. Though we did find something arguably better than most legendaries, which is a thing that gives plus 23 Arms Master. That is true. I did mod the status effect immunity item into the game just for myself and just for my own purposes, and then lied about it. That's true. That's definitely true.
Useless.
You caught me.
I can't identify it.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling chatters.
Sorry, I can't use it.
It won't fit.
There's no
It
room.
won't fit.
Journal scraps. I do need to keep it. Oh right. Hey,
Sorry.
we got there eventually. I didn't have the game open when I got the message in, but we got there. We got there. I saw the thing and I was like, wait a second. I'm supposed to do something about this. We're gonna pull this in. And once we clear this, we're just going to back out and save. And we're almost done. We're actually almost done with Kriegspire. Kriegspire's almost cleared. We've just got to get a little ways further. We're also, I think, almost done with like Cuisinarts for the rest of the game. Are there any Cuisinarts after? I think this might be the last area that we have to fight Cuisinarts. So we'll clear these out. And then after that point, it'll just come down to whether we can
I request.
Okay. That would be good. I would enjoy that. I would like the pain. I'm not that much of a masochist. I just thinking about the sheer number of like thinking about the the final dungeon and that big area, and just thinking about every single devil in there being paired with a Cuisinart. Are you kidding me? Have I not had preservation this whole time, or did I just let it wear off again? Because if I haven't had it this whole time, what the fuck? How did I manage to not die by now? I do love the single crafting sunstone as a reward. It's actually really funny. So we've cleared this dungeon. Grab whatever you are. Nothing interesting. Grab this.
It's worthless.
Captain's
We can sell it.
Cutlass.
It's worthless. Now here's something.
Oh, this is Poseidon. Interesting. Might accuracy. This is just going to take up space. Okay. Let's see here. Oh shit. That's kind of nuts. Sure, why not?
No space.
My pack's full.
Won't fit.
I can't carry anymore.
How funny would it be if that wasn't actually one of the memory cubes and it was one of the crafting items that I accidentally used it there? I think that'd be pretty fun.
I can't carry anymore. Let's leave it behind. We don't need this.
It won't fit.
Alright.
Sorry.
Diary page.
Ooh,
Okay. And the last chest has nothing interesting. So, sadly, nothing too crazy. We did find the one artifact that's really nuts with the plus 23. Not consistently, no. I forgot to do that. I double looted that one, and then I was like, oh, this is interesting. There seems to be more in here. You know, look, I'm making the changes and then forgetting to implement on them, as one does. Okay, so we've cleared this. So Kriegspire is mostly done. Now it's just a matter of clearing out the Devil Stronghold, which was really ripping us to shreds. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to level up. We have 8 levels ish. What the fuck? Holy crap, Ashcore. What on earth is happening? Okay. Well, you know, that's pretty cool. You know what? Actually, we might be able to. Should we try... There's no way we're killing that much time, right? Alright, we're gonna go... We're gonna go into the Devil Stronghold. It's like right here. And... we will hopefully not die. What did I find when I was doing that dungeon just now? I found some gauntlets I will show you in a second that are really kind of insane. And by kind of, I mean incredibly. We found Fleet Fingers, so that's 23 disarm, and then bow and arms master. So 23 arms master skill on a single piece of gear is pretty good, and it stacks with non-artifact versions, so we have plus 32. Just truly mad shit. So honestly, actually, we might be fine. You know, we're not going to be fine this time. Yeah, that's a no. Getting the boss in the initial pull is a problem. I feel like Death Knights are already like triple dipping on skill points boosting their on skill points boosting their damage. So if they had arms mastery in addition, that would be a difficult proposition to swallow, not gonna lie. They've already got so many things that boost their damage. Can I get one of you to just walk to me? Yes. Devil of Ba. Okay, so that's the boss, question mark?
No space.
It's so funny how quickly my HP just goes back to full the second that a thing gets in range to heal me. And then I'm not in combat for a while and my HP just stays static. Okay. I got too far forward. Oh, I did more of that.
Could be worse.
Oh god, no. Expert gives a recovery bonus, right? That's better than damage. Look, I know what you're trying to do. You think you're gonna pull it over on me? Oh well, it doesn't give plus damage. It's like, yeah, it just gives the recovery bonus, which is the thing that scales with all the other shit. I know what you're doing. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I've been there. Okay, so okay, we got this first Devil Warrior. So we no longer have stray fireballs coming in. The other thing that I should think about... Are there no more on the left there? There are. Okay, good. So we're going to clear this set as best that we can. I know what you want. I know what you kids are trying to do. Oh, well, bye. Oof. Oof. That was way more than I anticipated in the latter half of that little spawn. No shot.
lies ahead.
Oh boy.
What life?
Okay.
Ow!
Alright, we're gonna try to burn through this. The big concern is that we now have 2 fireball spewers. There we go, we got one of them. God damn it, it ran away again. Oh great, they all came at me at the same time, which means that I'm getting a fresh one and the 2 that I already had. I can't handle three of these warriors because they're just going to do too much damage. Do I want to? I think we're doing it. We're putting on our immunity gear. So we need to find that axe that we have somewhere. Is it in your inventory?
Sorry.
Okay.
It won't
No
fit.
space.
It won't fit.
Alright, I'm gonna save this under test. So, my healer is no longer susceptible to fire damage. Except when they are. They are still susceptible to the fact that the fire damage can hurt everybody else. They probably just got burst damage physical there. It's clear that the fire damage is not actually tagging that character, which is good. Nope, that seemed like a fireball that did damage to my person who has...
Let's go.
The fireball's doing a different damage type than fire. Those are clearly fireball casts that are hitting, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, right? You're all seeing what I'm seeing, right? Devil Ball has no spell. That's clearly a fireball hitting, right? Right? That's clearly a fireball? Like, there's a huge fireball hitting me in the face, and then Cortal's HP just chunks down? That's a fireball, right? You're casting fireball. I don't think they're doing fire damage with their fireballs. And if they're not doing fire damage with their fireballs, then I might as well just not equip this, because the fireball damage is the thing that I care about. The speed at which I'm getting melted here. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to do, because we've made quite a few attempts here, and it's tempting to rely on fire immunity, which does do something, I think. I'm fairly sure that it's blocking the actual fire bolts, but it's not blocking the fireballs, and I don't know why. So that's pretty good. Why is her HP so low? It's actually very funny how Ash has come into his own now. So much DPS now. Well, it also is useful just because it gives you plus 20% to the stats on an item. So if you got if you could stack that onto an appropriate item, you get good results out of it. Okay. What level are these anyway? The Devil of Ba is really low level. Yeah, the Devil of Ba is really, really low level compared to the actual proper enemies. Who's hitting me with a fireball in this pack? You just hit me with a fireball, didn't you? Because multiple people got hit by that. Get the Devil Ba down. Oh wait, do they explode? Are the devils exploding or something? They explode now. Why do they explode now? No, they're not exploding. Something's happening, but it looks like it oh, wait, that's just me hitting them. That's just me hitting them with... Wait, am I? No. I'm not the one dealing my damage to myself, am I? Hey, monsters are weakened and can no longer resurrect already. That's interesting. I'm honestly tempted to just save this and... Okay, I think we've cleared that side. Do we just leave? Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave.
Come on, let's go.
We're saving this under dungeon. Where'd my axe go? Where did my axe go? I didn't put it in my inventory somewhere, right? Oops. I think we might have to reload because I think that my axe got spooked out of existence. Because it was right here. Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. We have to redo it. We have to redo it. I thought I only had to worry about that if the area itself was respawning. But apparently not. Oof. I didn't realize that. I basically never drop items, so...
This doesn't look too dangerous.
I also very rarely come back to a place that I've left. Alright, so... It's over.
It won't hurt us. Looks like it's up to me.
Well, the double boss should be fairly weak, actually. There we go. Alright. Okay. Okay. Devil Warrior walked into melee range. Hit me for about 1 trillion damage. Let's keep on keeping on. want you to come to me. Monsters are weakened, can no longer resurrect. Alright, let's go save again. Let's... Okay. Perfect. So, we're gonna go ahead and save. So, saving under dungeon. So, hopefully we don't have, like, a thorns enemy over here or something. We have a very weak pack that we already cleared. And then we have this pack, which is much stronger.
I'll save.
Should pull back. Okay, so... But this is why we save. Get the whole pack again, because I'm cool like that. It is very funny how... Why am I hitting the warrior? Oh, because the warrior gets paralyzed and then... Oh man, if that's it's so rough that you cannot choose your target if the thing is paralyzed. Because I need to be burning down the paralyzed target. That's why I was focusing it in the first place. And the fact that it gets deprioritized because it stops being hostile is rough. Okay, so we're clearing you. We still have more. Devil workers, devil spawn, all that jazz. Dungeon completed, and it is in fact completed. So we've cleared the devil stronghold. And is that the end of Kriegspire? No, but it's, you know, close. So we can save the game. Save it under dungeon. We cleared the devil stronghold. We just needed to, you know, get an incredibly lucky spawn in order to be able to have a shot at it. Very Wasp dungeon vibes, but not as severe in terms of like how crazy it was to try to finish it. But similar in regard to it's just like, well, it's just a matter of whether an enemy pack spawns that just instantly obliterates me. Alright, so it looks like the southern half is done, and now we just need to finish up all of the minotaurs and stuff up north. Let's see. Oh wow, is this the only pack that's left right now? 3 o'clock! I didn't notice that it was getting that close to 3. Okay. Well, luckily I actually saved after I had meandered around the map a bunch. So... Whew. That's spooky. How does a laugh sound like a yelp? Those should be very different sounds. Hey! We finally got it. We finally got the proc we were looking for. How about that? The whole party. Alright, well. Can we fight naturally? Even though we can, right? I don't think we can. We might be able to. Yeah, we're fine. We can handle you. Sure, you hit for an average of 100% of my damage of my HP, but that's fine. This is not fine though. This is more than I can handle. Where is the shrine I was just looking at? Yeah, that is so many. I can't take this many Minotaur Kings. Okay.
I'm not dead.
Okay, we should be able to fight this. Well, you're gonna die, that's what you're gonna do. How did you hit that for that little damage? Oh, that was the... There was a little one as well. I was like, how on earth did Spirit just get hit for like 1,000 damage? That's not even possible. Oh wait. There's a normal one. Wouldn't it be nice if they cast Finger of Death still? How great would that be? Just periodically, like, completely waste an entire attack. Just tossing a Finger of Death out. Alright, we are going to... clear you out. I'm wondering how... I'm actually very curious to see how bad things get the second we get to the next continent. We're gonna have I'm also just kind of curious to see how much the scaling is. Because, like, presumably we're going to have an extra 100 levels or so on every enemy. So I'm wondering how hard the dragons are going to hit. Particularly, I'm thinking about, like, the Emerald Island Dragon. Which... I'm basically getting to the Emerald Island Dragon before I get a chance to get any experience or anything in the new area. So...
Who's next? Who's next?
Yeah, look at that. Just a couple of hits,
Useless.
and the party's already just completely evaporated in terms of their total HP.
No problem.
Ooh, boy. Alright, so... we have the boss. I'm gonna go ahead and fly over here. And I think I'm gonna pull it to the hermit's house. You know, it's a good and friendly thing to drag monsters to see your friends. And we're definitely friends. Can we kill you from here? I think we'll be fine. We should be fine. That's suboptimal. What the fuck? Excuse you? What madness is this? That was so fucking funny. That it's just like, oh, I see, you're on a roof. Well, I'm just gonna ramp myself off the mountain into you. Well played, Minotaur King. Well played. Okay.
Oh.
That's very funny. They're very similar. Ah, yes, mind is my current thing. Yeah, I know how to deal with your tricks. You think you could just stand on the hermit's house? I'm friends with the hermit. I know the secret ways onto the hermit's house. I have the right one. Yes. Why am I doing this? I can't fit this back. That was very silly. That was very silly, mate. I'm just like, I'm gonna just dive. It's like, you're just gonna die, I think is what you meant, not dive. Those are different words. You need to finish your word. Or don't or not add extra bits to it. Made sense in my head. Alright. Clearing you. We have the boss. Not the boss. We have the big one on us. Ooh. So that one's parrot. Hopefully I can.
Heal me.
Okay. We have 3 left. Easy enough to manage. And then we have to pull the pack of drakes as well.
Useless. Useless.
Okay. Nothing of interest there, sadly. So, do we want to train? I think I'm going to go grab the drakes. And then, I don't know if I want to train, honestly. I think it might be more fun to wait until I can turn in all these quests and then train. This one. I actually don't remember which one it was. It's not this one. It's not this one. I wonder what 10 patent magic resistance permanent does in this engine. Okay. So, that spawns the thing over here. Can I handle this many of these at once? These are very weak, actually. Let's try it. They're very weak, but they're not weak enough that I can dive all of them. Sadly. Sadly, sadly. Alright. Yeah, the big problem is that my out of combat healing is so bad that for enemies like Drakes, where they have very little HP, to lifesteal, and you have to like approach each one of them separately. It's really, really hard to keep up with the healing when you have ones beating you from behind. That's going to be a really like a recurring theme with the next area that we're going. When we're dealing with like the Titans and stuff, it's going to be pretty rough. Okay.
We got it!
Okay. Okay. So I think we're done with Creekspire. I think we finished it. I was thinking that I had something to check in, but oops. Nope. Okay, Krieg done. Alright, so I think we've cleared Kriegspire. We finished the temple, we finished Kriegspire Castle, we finished the Devil Stronghold, and we finished... Wow, there's so many dungeons. Are there 5 dungeons? There's 5 dungeons in Kriegspire. 5 dungeons. Alright, so... what do we need to do? Okay, let's go to talk to Osric Temperer. Turn that quest in. I did get my Lloyd down, right? Yes. I have a Lloyd down, so... we can complete Loretta Fleece's quests. Well, we complete one of them anyway. The Druid quest we're probably never completing.
All Duke Osric Temper, Lord of the West
Okay.
and foremost knight of the realm.
Okay, so... we're going to go talk to our dear friend Wilbur. Yes. Now, which direction was it? Was it east? Yes. Alright. And we'll talk to him about Slicker Silvertongue.
All Master Nikolai Ironfist, Prince and heir to the throne of Enroth.
Okay, I need to find who has the thing. Okay, save this. I believe this is what we
Master
needed.
Nikolai Iron Fist, Prince and heir to the throne of Enron.
Whoever would have guessed it? Whoever would have guessed that Slicker Silvertongue was a traitor?
Do not believe you've won. Soon the Iron Fist will lose its grip and I will be your king. And you can be sure I won't forget you.
You can be sure I won't forget you. Okay. Need to end winter. I mean, I already did. Need to go tell the person that we've ended winter. And we need to go talk to Loretta. We need to fix the stable prices.
His Grace Eric von Stromgard, Marquis of the Northern Marches.
Okay. So, Silver Cove. Let's go talk to Loretta. Save the game.
The Lady Loretta Fleece,
Money.
Baroness of the Eastern Sea and Chancellor of the Treasury.
I'm not going to get a shot at this one. It's 28th of December, so no. Let's see here. So the Druid quest is just not going to be completable. That's fine. So we're going to recall to Kriegspire. I don't... Is there a thing in Bootleg Bay? I'm going to go to Bootleg... I don't think there is. I'm going to go here anyway, just to check. There are 2 in Freehaven. I don't think there's one here. Go to Whitecap. Don't remember where it is here. It is right here. Okay. Blackshire. Let's see. Okay. Let's go to Freehaven. There's 2 of them here. There's one in the south and one in the north. Actually, I think there's one in the south and one in the middle. There we go. So we got these 2. Let's see. So there are 9. Usurpagal is one of them. Mire the Damned is one of them. Bretta's got a new scheme. Count me in. Did I already go to Usurpagal? I did. Okay, so I need to cast Lloyd's. Okay, can't cast it because of the weird issue there. Going to Shadow Guild, going east. popping into the stable here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we just need Silver Cove now. I just got the little thinger sign, which I don't think I got before. So let's turn this in.
All the Lady Loretta Fleece, Baroness of the
I
Eastern
thought
Sea
you would never
and
finish.
Chancellor of the Treasury.
Okay. So that's done. How are we doing on... We did not get a lot of experience out of that, unfortunately, but that's okay. So we're going to pop over to Freehaven. And I believe we can now turn in the Oracle cores that we have, which we have 3 of them. Yes. All right.
Let's go.
Okay, so we've made it through a good portion. We just need to start delivering these cores. $100,000 experience. Not a ton, honestly. I guess I could. Let's see. It'd be 176 to 177 on the next one. Yeah. Should be 100K. So, we've cleared this out. We've gotten a little bit of extra stuff. And oh shit, we haven't done Dragon Sand either. So we have Hermit's Isle and Dragon Sand. And then Thingamabobber. So we have one extra step. Let's see, what am I gonna do now? About an hour and a half left. Let's see. But yeah, we've got a pretty good amount of experience. We're gonna be able to level about 12 times. Let's pop over to... I guess let's go to Paradise Valley. And we'll go train. Okay, did I have anything else that I needed to do?
Back for another lesson?
No.
Back for another lesson? Good job. 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 Good job.
Okay, so do we keep following our regen rule? Honestly, yes, just because it's kind of funny. Okay, we're gonna do this. These need to be evened out. And, should be able to... Extra pointed plate. Okay. As for you, yeah, I would love to have a healing done tracker. To be honest, I would guess that our highest healing done for a lot of the areas that we're in is probably just going to give a slight edge to Severia, but that it's going to be fairly similar, because the bulk of my healing is coming from lifesteal, and Severia has a substantial lead in that, though that lead is diminishing. Ashcore is going to get more and more crazy over time. We've now got dual lifesteal weapons, which Severia will never have. Severia is never going to have dual lifesteal. So, Ash is going to start getting more and more crazy over time. In terms of the just scaling factors now kind of getting out of control. Like, what is your speed? Your recovery time is 45. We're dealing with a 45 recovery on Ash now. So Ash is just chunking out the damage so fast. The Arms Master boost that we have, mind-blowing. Like, this is such a huge effect. And it just keeps getting better, right? It's now at 24 instead of 23. So, really crazy stuff there. What time is it? It's January 24th. All right, so we can go to Hermit's Isle. Do we want to try to do Hermit's Isle before we end? I'm kind of tempted to end early just because I'm tired because I didn't get enough sleep. But I think that it makes more sense to try to do Hermit's Isle, because I think we can do the bulk of Hermit's Isle without too much difficulty, right? Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Yeah, I do think that it would be very, very beneficial to have a healing tracker, because I think that it's easy to underestimate how much healing is tied up in lifesteal. And I think that it is really important. Oh god. So, I don't want to cure my insanity effect right now, but I might end up having to. That's a concern. I need to find a place that I can cross over without dying. Let's see. We can't go from... I don't know that there is a safe place to cross over. Honestly. Well, I meant there a safe place to cross over in this area. Because I don't want to do Dragon Sand yet. Doing Dragon Sand right now would be crazy. Yeah, I haven't done Dragon Sand yet. I flaked on it as an area when I was thinking about what areas I have left to do, but yeah, I haven't done Dragon Sand. So I'm gonna just try to cross over here. We have 2. Yes. We still stay at 2. Okay. We need to cast. I should have cast Preservation first. I was worried that if I cast Preservation first, then the entire party would wipe by the time... Oh god, there's a boss. Oh, shit. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work. There is also the boat I can take, probably. Oh, I completely forgot about the arena. As a thing that exists. God damn it. And you had enough. Ugh. My slow fingers. Okay, so we need you to cast Fly. We need to go to you. Not enough spell points. Let's go. That was funny. That was pretty funny. That was good. That was good. Okay. We're gonna make this work. It's gonna happen. I need you to cast Preservation first. Then I'm totally boned here, but that's okay. Fuck. The other thing that I can do, I could go over to this corner here, and I could cast Levitate instead, and walk out of the water. But if I get hit by a Supreme Titan once, I think I'm just gonna die. So that's probably not as reasonable as this is. Okay. We're gonna make it happen. I believe in us. Okay. We got the preservation off. Please. Okay, we've got the levitate. So and we can actually we don't have to recast flies. The fly is already cast, and unless we actually get Portal knocked out, we don't have to recast it. So that's great. So... Oh shit. We're so low. I didn't notice how low we were getting. Hey Roset. How's it going? Oh boy. Is that a boss? I think it is, right? Yeah, it's an exploder. It's treating me okay. We got through the bulk of it so far. We've cleared Darkmoor, which is always good. We just finished up. Oh, we were in the green for a second. Let's see. We just finished up someplace. And are moving on to another place. We just finished up Creekspire. So it was a little rough. There's been some changes to healing, making it weaker than it was before. So I'm even more reliant on my lifesteal than I was before. But luckily, I have a lot of lifesteal. So, and my party is consistent of pretty durable characters overall. So I don't need to worry about like smoothing measures to make the lifesteal work as much as I would with a less like consistently durable party. So that's good. Yeah, I get the impression that they're like not accounting for like Doom mode when they're thinking about the actual healing balance, which let's be honest, if you're not in Doom mode, there is no healing balance. Like you just lifesteal everything and you're fine. Who cares? Right? So like why would you need hard healing in an easier difficulty setting when lifesteal is by default so powerful in this series? So that's the only thing I can think of with regards to where that was coming from. We'll see what ends up happening now that Malekith is going to be off vacation. I get the impression that Malekith is kind of the one who like Doom mode is like Malekith's baby, I think. So most likely they'll start looking over the numbers and going, okay, well, what is it that we're intending here, and figure out what they need to adjust to make things work. But for right now, it's going to be rough because I really do not have a lot of healing. Now, the other thing as well is that it kind of feels like anything that isn't doing specifically physical damage, like even energy damage isn't really that threatening to me compared to physical. But like physical damage dealers are really spooky. So part of the issue might honestly just come down to needing to have a more needing to have some sort of additional like mitigation mechanics for physical damage, so that you don't end up with, enemies hitting your tank for 3 times their max HP. But I also have a very weird party. So I don't know. It's hard for me to like comment too much on the larger scale balance. Okay, so we've gotten enough of these cleared that we can save again, and 338. There's no top tiers here, so I'm gonna try to just burn through these and see what happens. The answer is I'm probably gonna get blown apart. That'd be my assumption. Yeah, I don't have enough. Ooh, right, yes, I stop flying if I get knocked unconscious. There's that thing to consider as well. Maybe I did not think this through adequately, actually. Alright, Severi, I believe in you. We were just talking about how people lifesteal is. Let's go.
What shall I do?
Solo DK run, let's go! Ooh.
Want some?
Good job, Greg. Let's see. Okay, well it's gonna be a while before we can do the next pull. Actually, no, it's not, because we can just go pull some of these things. I guess preservation with Silria. Yes. Let's cast it with Alright, let's be clear. You can beat Dark Souls at soul level 1 as a deprived. Okay? You can do soul level 1 Dark Souls. Any build can work in Dark Souls. Dark Souls isn't that hard. Dark Souls is punishing. And even then it's not that punishing. Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of people overestimating its difficulty. Let's see. What are you, cursed? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, well, the thing is that I feel like I feel like Doom mode is meant to be workable with most things, and I actually legitimately think that the issue comes down to there's a couple of things that I think are relevant here, right? So this is something that I haven't confirmed mathematically, but which I think is somewhat relevant. So in Doom mode, you have way better gear, right? Like the gear is way higher, which means your stats are way higher, right? So certain things have interesting components to their formula. So if you look at as an example, the regen formula. If you look at the regen formula has 2 exponents in it, right? So it has a square root in it, and it has a currently 1.3, previously 1.5, right? Now, those are tied to different portions of the equation. So that influences the way that they scale. So regeneration as a skill scales very well with the skill and actually has diminishing returns with your max HP. But here's the thing. Doom has been designed in such a way that you're not intended to be that much higher level than you would be in normal difficulty, right? So because of the fact that you're not intended to be super high level, you're just going to have higher stats. The portion of the equation that scales positively with an exponent, that has an exponent that makes it escalate, is the thing that you don't get more of in Doom mode. And the thing that scales badly, because it has a square root attached to it, is the HB component, which is what scales in Doom. So the regen difference between a Doom character and a non-Doom character is actually not that huge. A character on non-Doom mode with substantially lower HB is still not going to... there's not going to be a huge difference in that component of the equation because of the fact that we're looking at the square root of it. So it has diminished returns the higher that you get. So there's an interesting element to that where some of the equations might need to be reworked to adjust for the things that are actually higher in the difficulty setting where you need more healing. Because is 500 regen per second overpowered when enemies are hitting for 13,000 damage? Absolutely not. Is it overpowered to have 400 regen in a thing where enemies are hitting for 1,000 damage? I don't know how hard they're hitting on normal difficulty, right? So, like, the scale of it, because of the way that the systems have been implemented, means that there's a pretty decent chance that the fix might not even be about, like, nerfing it or unnerfing it or whatever, but it's tying the thing that scales, tying the scalar of it to something that is actually going to improve on a higher difficulty, as opposed to something that doesn't. So that's my thinking there, as something that is probably going to end up being a component of a fix for that, because you have to like. The majority of people aren't going to be playing on Doom mode, right? But they've also built custom systems specifically for Doom mode, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, well, Doom just doesn't have to work, right? Healing doesn't have to be coherent in Doom mode because, it's like a weirdo mode for weirdos. It's like, well, yeah, but a lot of development resources have gone into making that mode unique. It's weird to not have healing work. So, but at the same time, you don't want to make it so that every other difficulty is literally just like, if you have expert regen, you're chill, right? Like 10 expert regen will trivialize the damage from the dragons or whatever, right? So you don't want something like that either. And I understand the dichotomy there, and the need to have something that works for both, which is why I have a suspicion that the issue is fundamentally going to tie into the fact that the thing that scales well is the part that is the same value between a Doom mode run and a non-Doom mode run. That's the thing that I think is probably the most the most relevant part of the equation. So we'll see. We will see. No, let's just go for it. We do actually have our buffs now, so we're not like as squishy as we would normally would be when we first got here. You know, I was honestly giving these more respect than I needed to give. It was a fairly good sized pack. Okay, so let's start grabbing these and working through them. You know, I say that, then I'm going to die to this pack. Yeah. Oh, well, okay, we did pull 2. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so from my perspective on Doom, the what ends up happening later on is as you get further along, more and more of your value for healing just starts coming out of lifesteal, right? Like you functionally stop increasing your regen skill because it costs 40 to increase it by 1 point. So fundamentally, your regen stops scaling at a certain point because as you increase your hit points, that has almost no impact on your regen because you now have a very high value and you're looking at a square root value. So with the square root value, like, you're increasing it by some tiny amount, right? So increasing your max HP by 10% doesn't increase your regen value by 10%, right? It's not like the relationship isn't a simple multiplicative one, right? So as you get further along, eventually you reach a point where the regen stops scaling, but your life still keeps scaling, right? Like, you do continue to accrue more damage. You get more people with lifesteal in the party. You know, you get more crit. You get more, you know, like, all of these things start to scale. So as your regen starts to fall off, your lifesteal really starts to, like, pick up the pace and start carrying you through, right? So that's been the case for me. Now, if you're on a lower difficulty, it'll take longer to reach that point, but in theory, you would still reach something akin to that, right? Because lifesteal is very strong. Like, lifesteal is very strong on all difficulties. It's always been very strong. Like, Might Magic is the game where you heal by stabbing things in the face. That's, like, the best way to heal in every version of the game that I've ever played. Right? As you get into the late game, that is, right? Because you need to accumulate the lifesteal gear and stuff like that. Obviously, in, like, 8, when you can start out with Vampiric Weapon, you know, that happens a lot earlier or whatever. But, yeah. So the impact for like, reducing the regen effect is that if you're playing on one of the lower difficulties, then regen becomes you're fundamentally, like, based off of the values that I'm looking at here, it could easily go from being, like, the primary healing mechanism to being, like, a secondary one at best, right? Where it's like, okay, I simply cannot keep up with things anymore, and you immediately need to transition over to your main healing method being the lifesteal, and just getting it on more people and stuff like that. Which may or may not be feasible depending on your actual character build, right? Like, if you've built the characters with the intention that your healing doesn't need to come from everybody stabbing things in the face, then you might not have the tools necessary to make it work necessarily.
I can't carry anymore. Ooh.
the thing that's kind of interesting is that, weirdly enough, the change makes less of a difference on the higher difficulty than you would expect. Because on the higher difficulty, you can't rely on the regen, right? The regen is just there to smooth things over for my party. You can see it very clearly how, in between the like patch versus non-patch, the thing that is really different is how badly my party responds now to the slightest disruption. Like, the slightest disruption to my thing, and everything falls apart very rapidly. Whereas before the change, the party was not falling apart unless things went very bad, because I could pick myself back up if things went bad. But you can see that, like, this Reflecting Colossal Hydra, I don't have to do anything. I'm just holding A, because Lifesteal is the only thing that's going to do anything for it, right? And that's true for anything that I'm a little bit stronger than. Anytime I get, like, a little bit ahead, because my entire party is fairly tanky, if I'm a little bit ahead, they're not going to be bursting people down quickly enough to basically get me out of lifesteal territory. Because as long as everybody's above 0, I'm lifestealing. But as soon as someone gets below 0, that person's no longer lifestealing, so the actual healing output shrinks proportionately, and everybody else is taking a bunch of damage, and it's a whole thing. And then I have to cast Shared Life, which casting Shared Life is a healing per second loss on my Shaman. You can see my Shaman just hit an enemy and gained 80% of their max life back, right? So, like, really intense, like, healing coming out of hitting the enemy versus hitting Shared Life. So it really is just for smoothing things out. Let's see. The issue fundamentally, in terms of the scaling element there, is basically just that it's my feeling that, hey, waking up at 4 a.m. is its own reward, right? That sounds right. That sounds right. Who doesn't love getting up at 4 a.m.? Says the person who woke up, like, at 8:30. But yeah, so the monster scaling, I think, is actually fine. I think that the issue is just that healing isn't scaling very effectively into Doom, because there's a lot of, like, multiplicative scaling factors that are from my perspective not, like, keeping up with the stat growth of the enemies. And I think a good portion of that is that they just kept weakening healing because they were designing it completely around lower difficulties. And the fact of the matter is that almost everyone who's playing on Doom is using Death Knights. And an absurd portion of the total healing for most parties that are playing on Doom is lifesteal. And because there's no way of seeing where your healing is coming from, other than to just be observing it and be aware of it, I actually do think that people think that the regeneration effects that are working very well on lower difficulties are so good that they're doing well on higher difficulties, and like, you know, because people are doing a similar build, right? Like, people are, it appears very similar if, like, I'm on Doom mode hitting, you know, hitting shared life continuously to someone on the lower difficulty doing the same thing, but does that person on the lower difficulty have 6 of darkness weapons that they've stacked that's the actual healing? Whereas for me, the actual, right, as opposed to like the regeneration itself. And I think the answer, honestly, a lot of times is yes. A lot of the times the person on the lower difficulty also has a disproportionate amount of healing coming in from that. But again, like, it's easy to ignore. It's easy to ignore how much of that healing is actually just the lifesteal. Because you can't see how much lifesteal you have, right? But like, I'm hitting for 31,000 damage. You can see the HP chunking up when I hit with a decent crit. Which, you know, she crits on half of her attacks. So anyway, it's my hope that they will work this out. I think that it's going to get worked out. Either way, you know, I am enjoying the run, and it's not. I don't think it's going to stop me from doing stuff like being able to kill the dragon. You know, some people have no faith and think that I'm going to fail to kill a dragon in Emerald Island, but I think it'll be fine. I was actually very concerned after Castle Kriegspire because of just the sheer volume of damage that I had to deal with last stream. Last stream, I had a lot of like yeah, I certainly can't comment on the other difficulties in terms of the balance there. I'm just saying that I don't like. I could see a world where there are different balance concerns needed for the two different difficulties, but that doesn't mean that, like, I agree that it was necessary for a difficulty that I don't know anything about. Right? I'm just not qualified to talk on that. But yesterday I was really struggling because I dealt with 2 physical damage dungeons in a row, and I was like, oh, this is a problem. But it honestly turns out that the lifesteal is just doing all the work anyway. So as long as I'm not fighting physical damage enemies that are like the most powerful things that are hitting me for 3 times my max HP in a single hit, I'm broadly fine. Like, it's not a huge deal. So because of the fact that, you know, the dragon is going to be doing like fire damage, it's like, okay, have fun. I don't think that the fire damage from the dragon is gonna, you know, cause too much of an issue for my party. But I could be wrong still. Could be wrong. Yeah, if you haven't found any lifesteal weapons yet, that's a huge, you know, additional difficulty. You know, like when I'm playing on vanilla, even, right? And vanilla's, you know, easy, right? Like, from a practical perspective, vanilla's pretty easy. Like, just finding that first, finding the first vampiric weapon is such a huge deal. And just fundamentally shifts the dynamic. And then you find a darkness weapon, and you're like, oh, wow, this is great that I got a bow of darkness that I can't use. That's not super relatable. That's a good question. Oh, do dragons have physical attacks in this mod? I'm so vanilla brained that I don't actually know whether the was it just like a normal club too?
No room.
But doesn't Might and Magic 8 have two types of dragons, one that's exclusively melee and one that's exclusively ranged? I thought that they had two different categories of them in 8. I don't know shit about 8. Let's see.
Could be worse.
You know, it could be. Could be a lot better. Could be a lot better. Okay. Yeah, I'm just incorrectly thinking about things from a billion years ago that I didn't understand then and still don't understand. I think I've only done Might and Magic 8 like once on stream. Have I done it more than once? I guess technically, because I've done merge mod, so I don't know how far I got into merge mod though. The first time I did merge mod, I think I might not have even gotten into Might and Magic 8 that much. Let's see. Is that something that they changed on merge mod? It's not like baseline Might and Magic 8? Oh, that's it. Sorry, I didn't see what Astro Kitty said. Interesting. I'm fairly sure that all the enemies that I've been fighting here have had ranged attacks. But I wouldn't know if that's a change in merge mod or if that's a change from this mod. You know, mistakes were made. I don't think that I'm going to be able to use that to as good of an effect as I feel like I should be able to. I should probably clear that out, though. It is very funny to have all the named liches just charging you. It's such a funny mechanic. What's with liches and having just weird and wonky spell effects? I'm still remembering how in Baldur's Gate they were like incorrectly, like all their contingencies were like set weirdly, so their like combat protections were treated as spell protections instead. Stuff like that. Liches are just always broken. Let's see.
I'll bet Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of weird bugs. I will bet. You know, the disrespect strategy worked pretty well. You know, just charge in. Don't even worry about it. Don't even cast levitation in case they knock you in the water. That's so funny. That's very funny. Ugh. You know, game design is a very, very funny field. I think computers generally are pretty funny, but like, because of the like more, I don't know, like the more cinematic nature of games compared to, I don't know, spreadsheets. What is a game if not just a spreadsheet, actually? But, what is a video game but an inferior spreadsheet? Yeah, there's a lot of tying things together with, like, string and hope. In, No. Spreadsheets are way more fun. Why do you think I keep needing to make spreadsheets for my video games? It's because the video games themselves, they'll never achieve the true glory of what you could accomplish with just a spreadsheet on its own. It's like, look, it's just like alchemy in this game. If you add an inferior ingredient to the mix, which is to say, narrative, plot, characterization, gameplay, you add all these inferior components in to the truly superior spreadsheet design, you would just end up with a fundamentally weaker product. That's how it works. I think I actually have heard about the Excel Spreadsheet Championships. I don't remember any details about it, but I'm pretty sure that I've heard of it. Life is sad. I think I'm dead. Now we'll see. Hey, you know, sounds like fun to me. Wait, was I taking water damage there? That was interesting. I'm gonna cast Levitate, actually. Oh, man. All right, maybe we should just go in here, huh? Oh, and and then we'll come out and there will be a bunch of enemies that have spawned closer to us because they're currently further away. I could try to use this building, but I don't know if that's going to do anything for me. Let's see. That's definitely a thing in Skyrim. It's probably also a thing in Morrowind, because they're pretty similar. I don't know that I would even call that an exploit. I would consider that to be just optimization of the crafting system. Like, personally. I love the idea of gear that makes you better at making gear. So, this is a problem. I have a bunch of programs on me as well. That's weird. That's a problem. Oh, come closer. How low are you? Not very.
I'll save us.
I find that unlikely, but... Exactly. I actually fully think that's a feature. If you want to dick around with like the crafting system and make more and more powerful stuff, like that's beautiful to me. If the crafting system doesn't allow for some interesting shenanigans that let you go completely off the rails in terms of the itemization structure of the game, why bother implementing a crafting system? And that sounds like a joke. It's not a joke. If you can get the same gear that you get in crafting from a chest, why bother? Crafting has to break the game in some way. It has to be something bizarre that you can do interesting shenanigans with. If you can't do any shenanigans with your crafting, you really just shouldn't bother implementing it. I just fully, unironically just believe that. Like, don't bother implementing a crafting system if it doesn't break your game somehow. And a great way to make it break your game is, okay, you can expend your crafting resources not crafting gear for, like, other things, but crafting gear to improve your crafting. And I do think that it makes a degree of sense to be like, okay, you can't enchant yourself enchanting gear. Fine, whatever, okay? But hey, you should be able to craft yourself some herbalism gear, and then you should be able to make a potion of enchanting. And if you can't do that, what's the damn point? This I ask of you. What is the point of a crafting system that doesn't let you make potions of enchantment? And then enchantments of potion crafting. This is the thing. It's a virtuous cycle. Virtuous cycle.
Useless.
Okay, I think we've cleared all the enemies that are actually going to respawn on our face. So that's good. We still have a shit ton of Titans to deal with out here. Which are definitely going to give us problems. But they're going to give us problems later. First, we're going to have problems in here. I think part of it is just that itemization is tedious if it isn't game breaking. If there's nothing you can do, if there's no switches you can pull with the itemization to like fully just break everything apart, like, okay, I'm gonna stack 6,000 points of defense, and now I'm, like, immune to all attacks, right? Like, bullshit like that, right? If you can't do anything like that in your game, you end up with a problem where, like, the gear, for the most part, is just serving to make number go up. Like, there's nothing to think about, right? So... like, why am I, worrying about this? And... oh, we got another copy of Hades.
I can't identify.
Interesting.
No room.
But if you make stuff that is allowed to just fully break the balance of the game, whether it's, oh, I'm doing infinite damage because I, killed so many enemies that this weapon is now doing overflow damage. It's doing negative infinity damage and breaking the system, so it just treats it as me doing infinite damage and killing things instantly. Final Fantasy VII, one of the best games of all time. But, like, the kinds of shenanigans you can do if you can break the game are interesting to do because of the fact that it does something kind of game-breaking and just changes the way that everything works. But, like, I don't know, I find that itemization is very dull if there isn't a bunch of levers to pull that can do just game-breaking shit. Oh, god damn it. Life is sad. And the other thing is that so the thing that really has a huge impact with crafting in particular is that crafting is basically just the itemization system at its most raw. You're really just interacting directly with the itemization system. And so, because you're just directly engaging with the itemization, it feels the most strongly whether you have an interesting itemization system or a boring one, right? And so that's my perspective. That's very funny. Swap to a lockpick for an insta-kill is actually really funny. So, sorry about that. We're back. We're not going to get ourselves killed this time. We're also not going to get Hades this time, sadly. Okay, this leads to the teleporter. I haven't touched Bad Leg though yet. I'll have to take a look at it. Yeah, that checks out. Well, I mean, I hate to be a stickler, but if you divide by 0, it's not actually infinite. It is actually just undefined. 0 times infinity is still 0. 0 is weird. 0 is weird. Yeah, yeah. Of course, from a game engine perspective, however they decide to deal with that is however they decide to deal with it. Let's see. Altar of Pain, Altar of Fire, Altar of Cold. Exciting. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was basically looking at chat. How are you doing? Oh, dead? Well, that's too bad for you. Tough luck. Tough luck. Ooh, are we going to be able to finish this in 30 minutes? I just realized what time it is. I also get very confused because every time I see PoE, I think Pillars of Eternity. Let's see. Oh! I probably... Yep. I was gonna say, I probably shouldn't just chill in range of multiple of these at the same time. Let's see. You know, that is definitely a game after my own heart. Oh, you know, I think the skill system is a bit much. Oh, could you be more specific? Which skill system do you mean? There's so many. That is such a good... I'm sorry, I just think that's fucking delightful. Oh man, that's good. I haven't seen shit. I haven't looked at. I think I have it. Is it free to play or something? Because I have it, but I don't have anybody that I play it with, so I haven't been playing it. Is this a game that I should be playing on stream at some point, or is this a game I should be playing with some friends at some point when I finish Grim Dawn? Like, would people actually be interested in watching this, or no? I don't know how much, like... I don't remember how much I played any of the Diablo games on stream. I don't remember how interested people were. That's actually very funny. I'll have to make time to do that at some point. Oh, is it? I always just kind of assumed that it was like a Diablo style game. Because for me, like Diablo type games, those are exclusively multiplayer pretty much. Just because I like building a party, or like building a character that fits into a party, right? Like, I always want to be the last person to select what kind of class I'm going to build. because I want to do something that's going to... I want to basically play something that will make it so that there's some crazy interaction with the stuff that the other people have, where they just go completely batshit on everything. You know, weirdly enough, it's not how I am with my D&D D&D characters specifically. My D&D characters are not useful. They are not that useful. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. They're very useful at the specific things that they're useful for. So I don't know that this game is ever going to play out, and I've already told everyone in the campaign what it's about. So they are familiar with this character, but I have this this character who I basically built based off of the concept of like almost like an elven like Sephiroth tech bro. Almost like it's like very weird concept, but it's like they very much are like they've never found a scam that they are not into, and they are a true believer in every scam that they get involved with, and they're so the basic. I'm trying to remember what their class architecture is. So the way that I built the character fundamentally. Oh, this is speaking of Bows of Darkness. Speaking of Bows of Darkness. But yeah, so the fundamental like building block of the character was I was like, at some point in my previous like campaign, I made a joke because I wasn't like I wasn't a part of the party yet, and technically I'm still not because the campaign never fully got synced up. But weirdly, people in that campaign still don't know what class I am. But I told them that I was like a barbarian sorcerer or something like that, like some like combination of like, you know, 6 classes or something. And I would basically make a joke about like a different class every single time. So I was like, I want to create a character who is a multi-class every level. They never put a second level into a character. And I think the character's like level 4. And so what the way that I like worked the whole thing was they were like a member of a cult for a while, so they're like a warlock from the time that they were a cultist, but they've also got like God, I don't remember what all their levels are now that I think about it. I think they had a level of rogue, they had a level of cleric, maybe they have. Yes, they're a cleric. Oh yes, okay. So yes, they're also a cleric. So their current level, their current thing that they're on, which may be their next level or might be the current level. I think it's the next level because it's the thing they're focused on right now. Their next level is going to be a level of cleric, and they're a sorcerer. One of their levels is in sorcerer because they bought like dragon blood off of some shady dealer in some city somewhere, and like took and got like a level of sorcerer that they can't do anything with, and like but their current deal is that they're part of a be your own god deal, where you worship the next person in line who worships the next person in line, and because of the way that the belief system works in Dungeons & Dragons, you all get to be gods, because you all have worshippers. And so all of you can, you know, access divine magic and all this kind of stuff. And so I think I think his deity is Greg, or something like that. Like his deity is like just a dude in this pyramid scheme that he's a member of. And he's not like a high-ranking member of the pyramid scheme. No, he is at ground level, definitely the person holding the bag at the end. So anyway, so yes, that's his current thing. He doesn't currently have any divine power from it because he doesn't have his level of cleric yet. But as soon as he gets that power, he's going to immediately get bored and go, oh, this wasn't the path to immediately becoming the most powerful entity on Earth. Okay, and to move on to the next thing. But anyway, it's a very fun character, and the way that I like designed the sort of like the visuals of the characters, like I'm like, what if like I was thinking about the Dimension 20 has a bit where they are like kind of just like making fun of high elves, and I was thinking, what if like that just like was this character's whole deal, and I forgot to recast preservation, which means that I just lost all of my progress in here. I haven't been able to save yet. This is going to be a harder dungeon than I thought it was going to be. I'm actually, because we're now late enough, I'm going to have to just clear out some more stuff out here rather than going inside, because I'm not going to be able to finish. Anyway, very fun character. I was kind of telling people, like, right off the bat, there's like a whole system in the campaign where they're like members of like a mercenary company or something. And he's the weaponsmith. He's like basically the person who maintains like the officers' weapons. And the reason is because I basically came up with like a whole set of because he has several spellcasting classes. He has so many cantrips. And so he has the ability to basically, like, fully generate, like, a full smithing workstation at will with a combination of, like, create water and, like conjure fire or something. Like, there's all these different things that you can cycle through to create what is functionally like a portable smithing station. I don't remember the details of how I was talking about it all, but some of it is like more modern smithing practices that you couldn't do with medieval technology, but which you could do with magic. Anyway, so he's actually very good at it because he's like the prototypical elf who's just like, oh yes, all of my things need to be perfect and delightful, and immaculate presentation at all times, right? Like he basically just looks like Sephiroth, right? Like that's the basic idea, is like he looks like this, like, shirtless, like incredibly, good-looking elf character with immaculate presentation, while being this like completely useless piece of shit. I like the combination of those two things, because I just think they're funny to combine. Anyway, fun character. So that's the character that I have there. In combat, he's got like a couple of okay tricks up his sleeve, right? He's not useless in combat, but like he's not built with the intention of being the best character, right? He's built fundamentally to be insane. And then my other character that is the more like serious, like long-term campaign character, if the campaign ever gets off the ground, is I'm not gonna say what class they are, but they're a scholar and they're not the class you think. They're a scholar, and they ain't no wizard. They're definitely not a wizard. They have an 18 intelligence. They are not an intelligence class. And I've had a very fun time tinkering with that character. And, I'm not going to say whether you're right, but I am going to say that you're wrong. It's neither of those. It's just not a class you associate with scholarship. And so that character, very fun, really enjoyable, and I built them off of a question because I was the DM was like talking about what kind of thing would you want to be doing, and I'm not going to give you any more hints about whether it is or is not, just because of the fact that it doesn't matter. No one in my D&D party. It's not a warlock. The DM was basically explaining, like, it was like basically I was like, oh yeah, okay, well, what kind of class are you interested in playing? And I'm like, well, I don't know. God, I can't even. I actually shouldn't talk about like the actual details of the character creation process, because that's not a spoiler for what they are right now. That's a spoiler for their multi-class later. Ooh. I hate to tell you this, Astro Kitty. College of Lore is a thing. No, it's definitely not a bard. Oh, man. Though I will say, it is a class that inexplicably works really well as for scholars. It's a class that actually, you know what? Not a bad combination. It does have synergies with a sort of like skill monkey type character. If people keep guessing classes, eventually they're going to get there. Also not true. Eventually people are going to get there. I think the funny thing is the fact that it's like, I say right from the start, like, it's not a class that you're going to think it is, and people are like, okay, you know what? It's going to be one of the classes that has some association with intelligence, like a warlock, a druid, a rogue. Going to be one of these things. No, it is a primary spellcasting class. It is not an intelligence class, and it is not a wisdom class. And it's not a warlock. And I'm very happy with it because I think that it works. It's a fun class. It's a fun class to build a character off of. There's no shot that anybody's gonna watch this in the thing. I will just say, I'm gonna give the deep lore spoilers, okay? I kind of went with paladin in the sense that the character thinks they're a paladin. They're not a paladin. They are a wild magic sorcerer. They are not a paladin. They tried to replicate paladin magic, and ended up fucking it up. So this character has 18 intelligence and like 14 charisma or something like that, which is still not terrible, right? But I think 16 wisdom, and they basically are their actual like spell selection is, I think, because they don't have a lot, they're level 3, and their spell selection is, I think, blink and like green flame blade, and I think like witch bolt or something like that. And I've basically like reflavored all of their spells to be, so like the blink or whatever it is like I think they have expeditious retreat,
and I call it charge. Right? And they have a blink, and I don't remember what I call it, but the basic idea with the blink is that they like sneeze and teleport, right? Like it's flavored like a wild magic surge, basically. Oh right, it's okay. I remember what it is. It's a recent thing, and it's part of the reason that they are kind of shifting away from trying to do paladin magic because they think it's too dangerous, is because it's actually them fucking up the casting of Expeditious Retreat. So they're trying to cast that, and instead of doing that, they end up like moving so quickly that they just teleport to their destination, and they're like, oh, this is not stable, and so they're swapping over to they'll be multi-classing at level 4, but because anyway, very fun character. But the thing that's really funny is that this character is fundamentally like a sorcerer with, I think they actually have 16 Constitution or something crazy like that, though. Like this character, I did not roll. My DM rolled very high stats for, because I was trying to use the rolling thing that they had, and it wasn't working. And the DM rolled and it got like crazy stats, and I was like, "Can I just have those?" And they said yes. So, anyway, very fun. But the other thing is that they're going to be multi-classing at level 4. They still will not be an intelligence class. They're multi-classing at level 4. They will not be an intelligence class then either. So their highest stat will be the intelligence. And they're basically going to be doing all sorts of fun stuff. And the thing that's very fun about the Wild Magic Sorcerer is Wild Magic Sorcerers have this really cool ability to just give themselves advantage on any check that they want advantage on once per day, or until the DM forces a Wild Surge onto them. So I've been very aggressively using this ability because it's so much fun to just be like, okay, I'll just use this thing to give myself advantage, and then anytime I cast a spell, the DM has the ability to really mess with me. Anyway, it's been good times. I've been enjoying it. But you'll note that neither of these characters is necessarily built off of the idea of, hey, maybe I should make a character that will be good for my party in some way. So when I'm playing like video games with my friends, I'm very pro-social. And when I'm not playing video games with my friends, I am instead playing D&D and making insane characters just for the hell of it. And I try once I've got them to figure out how to like lean into whatever their deal is to make that effective. Like the Sephiroth character. One of the things that I was telling people is there was a whole like voting mechanic for like, okay, well, you know, people can be like, you're going to be able to vote for which like character is basically the leader of the company at some point. And I was telling the other players, like, look, real talk here. My character is going to be really aggressively trying to become the leader of the company. I've built this character that cannot be given power, or they break. Like, if you give this character power, it stops being a fun character to play with for the rest of the party. They cannot have power. You have to not let this happen. Do not vote for this character, or if you do vote for this character, make sure there's enough people voting for other people that it doesn't actually happen, because it's bad for the DM, especially, but also bad for the other players if we allow this character to have power. Because they're like... Anyway, so that's the kind of character that I'm making there, where I'm like, I'm having to tell people, look, you know, don't let this character have what they want or bad shit's going to go down, and I can do nothing to control it. And then in video games, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a character,
And it's just going to be really helpful and great for everyone in the party, and everyone's going to be really happy because this character is going to make them all into gods, and they're going to be like, yeah, all my attacks hit harder, and also I'm not dying, and also, you know, things are great, and oh, look at that cute pet, and blah, 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 and like all this stuff is just like nice. And then it's like, then I play D&D, and it's like, okay, so I'm a member of the Inquisition. And I'm going to be aggressively inquisitioning every NPC we run into. But in a good way. Oh, man. I didn't mention that part, but the character is also... So, not the tech bro. The sorcerer is also kind of a member of the Inquisition. They're kind a little bit. They're an exorcist. Look, they are an exorcist explicitly. That's what they do. But like, they are trained as like a demonologist, and their whole thing, not demonologist. They are the characters spent all of their time just sitting around a university, like learning random magic shit, and is the kind of person who has very strong and bizarre, you know, theories about the way that the universe works, some of which are probably correct and some of which are not, which I built partially off of having read a document that like a world building document that the DM created that's simultaneously just a document for us, the players, to get an idea of like what is the general, like, some of the, like, the setting history, but is also an actual document in universe, right? Like, it's written by a historian in universe. So the thing that's on that document, one of the things that's fun about it is reading between the lines and going like, oh, I think this piece here is a lie. I think this is part of the historical record, but I don't think this is what happened. I think that something else happened, and this is the like what the world thinks about the setting. What is the I think Abria Iyengar, I believe, has a line about like setting building, which is like, what is the lie that everyone believes? Right? What is the thing that is not true about your world, but which everyone thinks is true? Which I think is very cool. And I ended up partially building my character off of that. So there's a, which is weird because it's a world building thing. It's not really a character building thing. But, you know, when you make a weird, you know, when you're making a scholar, there's a lot of overlap between world building and character building. And so I like dug out this one little bit, and I said to the DM, I'm building an entire heresy out of this thing here. My character firmly believes this piece of information is incorrect about the world, and that this other thing is true instead, right? And so that was part of the character building process as well, because they're this kind of like the way that I would describe them is kind of like a string theorist, but for magic. Because like in D&D, you have this very strong delineation between arcane and divine magic, and I think that that's kind of an interesting delineation, especially because arcane magic is basically incapable of doing anything nice. Like, arcane magic basically can't heal people, right? Like, a super powerful wizard cannot, like, touch your boo-boo and make it better. They're not capable of doing it. And that's weird, right? Like, it's weird that you have, like, an entire field of magical study that just can't heal people, right? Like, you have these, like, you know, every, like, chuckle fuck priest can, like, you know, cure a fairly sizable injury, but, like, or at the very least cast Spare the Dying, which stabilizes a character. Like, these are big magical effects, right? And, like, a 20th level wizard can't. So, like, the most powerful wizards just can't do it. So that's an interesting thing to approach, is, like, why is there this distinction from an in-character, like an in-game, an in-setting perspective? Because it's like, that's weird, right? Like, that wizards, that, like, if so, like, in D&D terms, right, like, wizards are, generally speaking, more versatile and more powerful than, like, clerics and stuff like that. Like, we know, as people who are playing a game, that there's, you know, 15 times as many arcane spells as there are divine spells, right? Like, every cleric can, like, can cast all the same spells, and those spells, there aren't that many of them, right? We know that mechanically. But in universe, you don't really know what the limits of these things are, except to be able to witness, like, hey, like, as a classification, this type of spellcaster doesn't seem to be able to access, like, entire fields of magic. And the weird thing is that despite the fact that wizards appear, despite the fact that wizards are technically have more versatility in the actual game, in practice, they don't really appear to. They actually, because, like, pretty much anything visually that a wizard can do, a cleric can do something that pretty much replicates the effect. They're doing something very similar, right? The kinds of magical energies that a wizard can use, a cleric can use something that is similar to it. But the opposite isn't true. So despite the fact that, like, again, like, from a practical perspective, like, wizard magic, arcane magic is generally more versatile. The interpretation that my character has is that, like, there's this weird element where, like, wizards just kind of can't do certain things. And it's kind of weird that, like, someone who's basically just a fighter, right? Because if you're thinking about, like, a ranger or a paladin, they're mostly just, like, a fighter, right? And that a character like that someone like that could just, like, cure someone, like, they could heal people. But then these incredibly powerful wizards simply cannot. Like, they do structurally are not capable of figuring out the magic that makes that happen. And so anyway, so the character's like, oh, that's interesting. Why is arcane magic just strictly inferior? And because of the fact that it's a setting that, I don't know if it's a low magic setting, but it's a magic isn't very well understood setting. So the characters definitely do not understand on a really strong level, like, the Vancian spell system and all this kind of, like, the nitty gritty details of how spellcasting works. The way that, like, in Forgotten Realms, it would be fairly normal for a character to have a pretty strong idea of how magic works on, like, a structural level, and to know, like, oh, the reason that we can't cast 10th level spells is because of, you know, this reason, and, you know, all that kind of stuff is fairly well known to, like, someone who would be, like, a scholar or something. They would know. But, like, the history of the gods and all that kind of stuff is way more behind the scenes in this one. So, anyway, I think that it's very fun doing all the scholar shit and trying to figure out, like, what's happening and which gods are dead. you know, which of these gods that they say are still alive are actually dead and have been dead for hundreds of years. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. It is actually 102, so yes, that is going to be it for today. So, thank you everyone for watching. It's been absolute pleasure to, stream for you today, talk about all this stuff. We're making some progress. Tomorrow we should be able to make some really good progress into the next dungeon. The reason that I stopped trying to do the dungeon is just because it's like I only have 30 minutes left, and I don't have the guarantee that I'll get to the save point. But that's it for now. So, folks.